Yeah. I know it's a long way for you to be going, isn't it? All right. Let's think about doing something with that. Also, we need to start thinking about getting plastics up and running. Yeah, I've played Factorio, mate. I'm not very good at Factorio. It always ends up being a mess. I mean, a real mess. So I'll start off, you know, making some iron into, you know, into plates or something, and then copper plates, and then I'll have a factory next to it making cogs, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I need to make more iron plates. Where do I put this? And it all ends up like a big mess of spaghetti. I think the one thing about Factorio is I'm not 100% convinced that I like having the alien creatures on. I think it spends a lot of time. You spend a lot of time trying to deal with those if they're attacking. Although I've had times in the past where I've built bases with a big wall around them, and then a conveyor belt that runs around the inside of the wall, feeding ammo into guns. And then later on, obviously, you get the lasers and the solar panels. But I do like it. It's good. Factorio, yeah, they are a drug. I do like those. Yeah, it is fun. It is fun. I haven't played it for a while as well, to be honest. Maybe that's something I'll look at. Maybe for another stream. That'll be interesting. That will be good. Come on, guys, you're not finding anything. We need you to find stuff, not just buildings, nice buildings. We need you finding geezers, is what we need. Yeah, not much oxygen down there. Okay, well, maybe I'll think about getting some spacesuits then. In order to get spacesuits, we are going to need balm lilies. And what I could do, actually, now I'm looking at that, can we build a door on there? That'll get rid of that pincher, won't it? Also, what's the... we're not getting any issues with slime down there. Oh. Yeah, guys. All right. Let's cancel this. Cancel, because you're starting to risk yourselves down there, and that's not good. That's not good at all. We'll deal with that. Well, yeah, I didn't really want to do that, did I? It doesn't matter. You jump down there, be fine. And then what we'll do is we'll put this on auto harvest. There's 4 flowers there, so as they grow we should get the flowers off the balm lily. Although that doesn't look tall enough for a balm lily to grow, does it? Well, that's something at least. We could do with reed fibers as well, so we can make some clothing. Reed fibers tend to be thimble reed. There we go. Tend to be in these sort of areas. There we go. There's a lovely one there. Research is complete, so that's now our smart storage bin. I know. 5 the number of times I've played these sort of things into the early hours, but that's good. That's good. If you enjoy the game. So I've built the airlock there to try and minimise the chlorine coming out. I didn't need to, did I? I've got chlorine up there. Oh well, at least we've got something going on there. Maybe I'll start pumping some out into a storage bin when I get a high pressure vent. That might be next. Right, so if we're not going to go down there because it's getting a bit dangerous because it's getting a bit far, then maybe we focus next on building spacesuits. What do you think to that? Exosuit overlay. That'll be that. So we'll head for that, and then once we're close, we'll try and get some thimble reeds out of something. So we can get that. The only problem with this is, yeah. Oh, actually, why is that building up again in my base? There you go. That's what you're saying about the bad oxygen. That's the bad oxygen there. We've got slime lung in the base. Right, smart storage bin needs refined metal. Now I've got copper ore, but not refined. So let's set this up. Do I want copper ore rather than iron? I think copper ore. Let's just do 10 of those. We'll leave that. The guys will get on it. Oh, the wire went as well because I was going to put a door on there. Let's put the wire back in. Heavy watt wire. Copper. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. 7. Is it? What is blocking? Oh, the thing on my... Alright, okay. I'll take those off. I'm not that keen on them, to be honest. I'm going to take the little mouldings off the corner of my screen. Alright, yeah, I've got 7 running about. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if I can do that just now. Can I do that? I don't think I can do that. How's that? Cool beans. Right, there we go. 7 running about. As you can see. As you can see. Right, let's get this plastic looked at. Shall we look at some plastic? Because we're getting to the point now where there's a few things where we could do with maybe having at least a little plastic production. The problem with plastic production is it produces a lot of heat, like lots. More heat than you can shake a stick at. And also for that we're going to need some petroleum, aren't we? Yeah. More manpower is better? I don't know, because you know you run into problems with food generation, oxygen generation. I think when you get sort of late game or mid game, when you're heading for the surface, I think that you should have your power more or less sorted and your oxygen more or less sorted, but I never tend to go above about 10. Put a pot with a wheeze wart on top of an automatic airlock. Put a thermo sensor in the same room, set to open the door when it reaches your desired temperature. That's pretty cool. So I guess what you've got there would be an insulated room full of oxygen or hydrogen. I mean, what, oxygen maybe? And then an automated door to open when it gets to a certain temperature, so that when it gets cold it lets the cold out. That's interesting. Yeah, I'll have a think about that. That's pretty good. I haven't got any Wheezeworts yet either. Part of the problem with this base, and if you're going to do your own base, mate, then don't go for this seed because it's almost entirely surrounded by slime, almost all the way around. I've got a tiny bit up here where I can get out, just here. But again, it's all slime all the way around here, and then there was this bit down here, which is why I ended up coming down. So yeah, it's I'm in the middle of a massive slime, which is not good, but I'm fighting through it. The problem I've got with this is that because I built my hydrogen thing up here, I didn't want to then dig out and dig up here because I was afraid of losing my hydrogen up the escape pipe, if you like. But I will eventually dig out of there, because obviously I want to find some proper places where I can get hydrogen from and natural gas, especially natural gas. If I can get that, then we can head towards completely sustainable power. Any gas a Wheezewort can survive in the pot stands on top of the door, because when the door opens, a Wheezewort deactivates. Oh, I see what you mean. So it's sort of like a floor tile, but doesn't actually do anything. Doesn't go anywhere. Right. Yeah, so for those of you that are watching this on YouTube, the conversation I'm having with chat is Trash Cubed has said, try putting a pot with a Wheezewort on top of an automatic airlock. So he's talking about an airlock like this, where it's horizontal. And he's saying if you put the Wheezewort on top of it and make it into a room, and then put a temperature sensor in the room, so that when it reaches a certain temperature, the door opens. And what that does is it switches off the Wheezewort in effect. It stops the Wheezewort from generating cold. So it's like a way of self-regulating the temperature in the room, which it wouldn't be great for a massive base where at the moment I've got no doors on it or anything. But for a room, say like this size, you might need two for a room that big. But it's an interesting idea instead of trying to mess about with chilling hydrogen and radiant pipes and that sort of thing. So here's the hydro sensor that we did before. As I said, when the pressure drops to down below 500, it will switch the valve on and we'll start getting water back in. So it now regulates itself in there. So that's what I was aiming for last time. We've now got the storage bin built. That's all cool. I think it's time. We do still need to get one of these. Now this is all polluted oxygen. I don't really want to let all this in, although we have still got problems with polluted oxygen. So let's have a look at what we can do with that. So we've already used these, and the problem with these is certainly the oxygen diffuser uses a lot of algae. This does okay, but again uses algae, and I don't really like using them too much. Now this deodorizer is probably what we want. If we can get another one or two of these in, let's try and just clean up the oxygen in here a little bit. Nothing growing there, is there? Right, so this is now going to be our polluted oxygen fighting room. So what I've been toying with is maybe putting a door in here so that we can get to these 2 thimble reeds. But there is this slime in here, which I'm not that keen on going meeting, really. We've already been in that chamber once, and I don't want to let more in if I can help it. So if we can combat the polluted oxygen that's in here, I could maybe make a door here and a door here, so it acts a bit more like an airlock. So you're not going to get loads and loads of oxygen coming in, polluted oxygen that is. I could of course put more algae terrariums in, couldn't I? They get rid of the carbon dioxide. But that, to be honest, that doesn't appear to be creeping upwards. So we tend to have oxygen above here and carbon dioxide below it. So I'm not that bothered about doing it. Really? My electrolyzer is quite hot. It is very hot. I only have one, and it is helping run these. Although now my hydrogen has disappeared out of this room completely, and out of this room, and it will disappear from here pretty soon. We've now got auto shipping. That's cool. We're not going to bother with that for a while. It is useful, especially if we can find somewhere that's like a gold geyser. And yes, you get liquid gold geysers. If we can get one of those, I'll set up an automated shipping system to get the gold to where we need it to be. Right. Good. Now we just need sand in there, don't we? Or some filtration medium. We've got some. Right, maybe we do now think about building up. And I think what we need to do is we need to stop hydrogen coming up in this direction. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a door in there. That's not going to be the first thing. In fact, can we cancel that, please? Sorry about that, mate. I know you brought all that sandstone up. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put an airflow tile in here. And I'm going to deconstruct these 3 airflow tiles. And what we're going to do is any hydrogen that manages to find its way into these bedrooms is going to flow out this way rather than upwards. That's what we want to do. Exosuit! Exosuit Forge! Cool. Atmos suit. There we go. That's all exciting, isn't it? Exosuit and Atmos suit. Checkpoints.